Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Missing Gear.
Chase Elliott doing Big Dub. Your 2020 NASCAR Cup Series champion.
The Golden Boy has fulfilled the prophecy, Matt.
Chase Elliott.
He took
won
it.
championship.
He took it. There's no question.
I
It was.
am okay with it. Honestly, I think before we were kind of writing him off like he's probably the least to win, like least likely to win.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think we were. We were
I thought it
kinda
was
saying-
Joey, and I
I
thought
thought
it was
Joey or Denny really had
Denny,
the cake because
and then-
both of them, the last two races, Joey and Denny won. So
And
I
then
thought,
Brad had that Richmond car, and we're all thinking, well, this is a championship car.
This is championship car.
And
for
it was
sure.
it was the weirdest thing because it looked like it was just Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin to start the race for like the whole first half, and Brad just looked like a non-factor, and Chase had that penalty at the beginning, and he was weaving his way through the field, so we were assuming
He
he'd
was
make
like
it back by
top
stage
10
2.
by the competition caution, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Unreal
yeah.
how fast he just pieced his way through the field.
And then just that final stage hit, and it seemed like it just switched, and it was just the Chase Elliott show, and all of a sudden Brad just
Even in the
needed
second,
a late restart. But I mean, like,
Even-
Chase just dominated the race.
even in the second stage, yeah, it was Chase. Chase was just dominating, and even the final stage, it was a Chase Elliott show, like you
Yep.
said. He came out, he performed.
Denny just didn't really have the speed.
No,
Joey was good early, but he kind of faded.
faded.
Brad's team, I felt like, just kept fucking him up every
really,
time.
He did.
It just
And Joey Logano got their team got him out on pit road quick.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase Elliott having the first pit stall helped more than I think anybody at all commented on. I don't think
Chase
NBC
Elliott's Jackman from last week is
oh,
the real
saved
MVP.
him. MVP, fully agree. But I just want to say, NBC, I don't think touched on Chase Elliott having the number one pit stall once in the entire broadcast.
That's a
You
Rick
came over-
Allen-led booth, my
You
friend.
came over, watched the race with me, and my
Drank
petting
many
zoo,
Miller Lights.
petting
Yes.
zoo of
Yes.
fucking household because
It
of
is-
so many animals.
Yeah. It's getting a little ridiculous at this point, Matt. I'm going to be honest with you.
Preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. Moving forward. Fucking God.
I drank-
Bubba's
yeah.
yelling over
Oh,
there
yeah. He
now.
heard.
He heard. He's like, you talking shit, dude? We'll come fight.
Bubba is
Anyway.
the cat that you hear every other episode,
yeah,
guys.
Yeah, you do. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's all right. We have cats.
Yeah,
It's
he's
fine.
loud, but he's really cute, so he
It's
gets
fine.
away
He
with
is
it.
cute. He is cute. Our points, we didn't hit on either of them. You
Nope.
couldn't win anyway, but we both did a parlay. We both were going in full on. You went full on Brad. I went full on Denny.
Oh,
Neither of
dude,
them
I went
panned
like
out.
super full on Brad. I have like not the mega pint, but like definitely more than a pint, like pint glass.
Yeah.
That says Miller Lite on it. I brought that and I consumed
Oh, you did? Yeah.
many a Miller,
Multiple Millers. It was
multi Miller.
Yes, absolutely.
It was quite excellent,
Now-
quite tasty, but also just didn't really work out in the end.
Yes, it did. And I was kind of hoping the only reason I really wanted Brad to win was because I wanted
Part 2.
him to be drunk on an interview again. I really did. That would have been hilarious.
Get him next year, guy.
Yeah. One thing I will say, the season is sadly over. But on a positive note, we have 95 days till the 500, Dylan.
Fuck yeah.
95 days till
Fuck
the
yeah.
500.
Fuck yeah.
And
Can't
really
wait.
probably more like 90 days, I think, until the Clash. And then once we get the Clash, we got racing
Love
every
the
night
Clash. The
until
Clash
500,
at the
so-
road course.
Correct. So,
Road course. I mean, that's...
which that was announced prior to COVID really being a factor, if I believe. Correct. I'm
not
pretty sure
100%
they
sure
announced
on
that like a week or two after Speed Weeks.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure that was a big news then, and then come to fruition during COVID, they put that in the regular season, and Chase just came out, where of course AC is, and won that race.
yeah, he's probably winning the Clash, too.
Honestly, easily. That's a good
Yep.
point. He might go out and just dominate again. And then
Although-
at that point, I mean, he won the last two races, so right.
I'm putting my money on Ryan Preece winning the Clash.
I don't think he's even in the Clash, Dylan.
There's no fucking way that he's going to win during the regular season.
I don't think
I
Ryan
think
Preece
Ryan
qualifies
Preece-
for the Clash.
He'll find a way.
No, there's no way.
Do you have the rules in front of you?
I'm pretty sure that the rules for the Clash is you have to win the poll.
Well, don't diss Ryan Preece.
Ryan Preece hasn't won a poll.
There's like 5 guys that won polls all year because of the system, Matt.
Yeah,
It's
but
like Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Brad.
any past winner can also participate.
Well, I just don't.
So
need
Jimmy
you-
could come
I
back
just
and
don't
race.
need you coming in with your pseudoscience, Matt, telling me what is and what isn't. Okay. Chase Elliott won the championship. Fun fact:
I know
the
that.
last time that the most popular driver in the sport won a championship was 1988, when
Which
his father
father?
Bill,
Yeah,
Big
Won.
Billy,
one.
Big Daddy Bill, won the
Actually,
championship.
the other thing I saw
Also,
was in 1988. I feel like this is where you're going with this.
the Lakers and the
The
Dodgers.
Rangers. Yes. Well, wasn't the Rays?
Lakers and the Dodgers.
Oh, the Dodgers.
won.
It was the Dodgers. You're right.
Yeah,
The Rays
Lakers
played
and
in the
Dodgers.
finals, but you're right. It was the Dodgers. And Bill Elliott also won in 1988. in
But
the
also, I don't
finals.
think
saw
that there
on
was a
the-
mass pandemic that basically ruined everyone's
no,
life
there
in
absolutely
1988.
wasn't. No,
So it's
there
not
wasn't.
exactly like 1988.
No, but, in that regard, with Chase Elliott winning, it was.
Mm-hmm.
He fulfilled the
The prophecy.
prophecy. That's exactly what I was going to say. Prophecy.
He's 24, and he'll probably win another one or two.
He should absolutely win another one or two.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You got to suck for Denny.
Oh,
God.
Matt, this is a discussion we got to have. And, I mean, really, there's no better time to have it now, considering this is, like, the last big pod that we have of the regular season. But, like, do you think Denny's ever going to get one? Because
At
this
this point, no. The
Yes.
last 2 seasons could not have been any more in Denny Hamlin's favor.
This
This
was like
year-
his last best chance.
Oh, fully agree. This year, Kevin Harvick wasn't even in it.
The,
And
the
honestly-
Phoenix Piper wasn't even in the race,
Yeah,
and he had the best case all season besides Harvick, and
Denny Hamlin didn't get
I
it.
think he finished 4th too. So I mean, he's going to go down as 4th in the standings for
Oh, Denny?
this incredible
Yes, it will.
season.
He will.
This incredible
Um,
season.
And
I'm getting
last year, I don't think he was going to win with or without that big, massive hunk of tape they put on the grill. I don't think he was going to win.
Well,
but
I mean,
even
he
last
certainly
year,
had a better chance.
he had a bet. I agree. But last year, he also made one of the best cases to win the championship.
Oh yeah, he deserved it more than Kyle Busch that
And
that
he
year
didn't.
too. Yep.
So
I'm getting a
can
lot
Denny
of
Hamlin even? I don't think he can do it.
I'm getting a lot of 1990s Buffalo Bills vibes.
Yeah.
Marv Levy, Jim Kelly, they're running the K gun. It's great. They're getting through the AFC 4 years in a row, but they sure as hell can't win that Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's Denny. He just can't win the championship.
And I don't even know if he led a lap. I don't know if him or Brad even led a lap.
I'm
It was
pretty
just
sure. I swear Denny led a lap.
oh
Or
yeah,
Brad.
Denny might have led for a
Both of
short
them
period,
for sure.
but Joey led
Joey led a lap.
godly amount of laps early in that
Denny
race.
did.
And
I can't remember. We're filming. It's Wednesday, and now this race happened on Sunday.
That is
and
true.
A
getting
lot
away
has
from us a
happened
little
in
bit.
work, in my work life between Monday and Wednesday that I'm trying to even keep that straight.
same here, bro.
On a different note, Austin Cindric won the Xfinity Championship. I think we both were pulling for Chase Briscoe or Justin Allgaier.
I mean, okay, so here's the difference. You were pulling for Briscoe and Allgaier. I was pulling for the few, the proud, the Fords.
So yeah, you were pulling for Briscoe
loyal.
or Cindric.
I was loyal. And at this point, really, it didn't matter who won as long as one of those two won because, would you rather field 25 random Chevys? Or would you rather have two quality drivers and just quality drivers
Yeah.
that are also going to win you the manufacturer championship, which I believe that they did in the Xfinity with two fucking
I
drivers.
forget that
two drivers.
I forget that the manufacturer's championship.
I mean, it doesn't matter at all. But just the point that two Fords took on 8 Toyotas and 25 random Chevys and won. or at least got close.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I love that. You know, the few, the proud, the Fords.
The Fords. Yeah, I know you.
But yeah, I was feeling for Briscoe, especially late when he spun, because he needed somebody to spin, but
Not him.
fuck, he did not need himself to spin.
You're
And
absolutely
then
correct.
he ended up finishing 9th, and he will go down as 4th, and Justin Haley got 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous, Matt. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the way that the playoffs are set up, and I really liked it for Cindric winning this year because there's not going to be as much pressure on him next year, considering he's already a champion.
Right.
And I mean, he did have a very legitimate case to be the champion because I mean, now he has 6 wins. He was probably the second best 1.5 driver behind Chase Briscoe this season. He was obviously a road course ace as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he was just good all around. You can really tell that he hated that points racing. I think he even said that,
Oh, yeah.
where he hated like grinding it out and just trying to like make it in on points. And that's what his playoff was. Just constantly worrying about points. Next year, he could stat stuff. He could just go for the win all the
absolutely.
time. He's already a champion, and he has a cup ride for 2022, so that'll be fucking awesome. I can't wait to see what he develops into next year. With now, he has a championship, and he'll have another year, dominant team. I think he's going to be even better next year. Maybe even a Briscoe-esque season. And, I mean, like, Briscoe, yeah, he lost. I wouldn't say it was a full shit the bed. But it was...
Yeah, not great. You know, I was rooting for Briscoe just because
It was about a Hamlin and a half.
Yeah.
Also,
see that.
is that going to become a term?
Well, did he choke as bad as Kevin Harvick, or did he choke as bad as Denny Hamlin?
Well,
'Cause I
okay,
feel
here's
like
the thing
there's
with
a
Kevin
big difference.
Harvick. Like, Kevin Harvick finished second at what? Like, not Texas, at Kansas. He got fucked at Texas, and he got kind of fucked at Martinsville when he and Kenseth got into it. And I mean, like, any other car bumps into him any other way. Like, Kenseth had that little like damage that was sticking out. A Harvick is the gods have fucked you.
Yeah.
A Hamlin is
You fucked yourself.
it came down to one race, and you were the massive favorite, and you just kind of you were 1990s Buffalo Bills.
But isn't that exactly
shit the bed?
Isn't that exactly what Kevin Harvick did at Martinsville, the cutoff race? He was the favorite going in, and he just shit the bed.
Well, he wasn't the favorite for Martinsville, Matt.
Oh, okay, I understand.
He wasn't like the favorite to win the race. And I mean, like, he had a very good Kansas race where he just happened to finish second to Joey.
Yeah.
And then Texas, the fucking mist. You could make a horror movie. You could make a horror movie
Called The Mist.
called The Mist
Yeah.
about what happened at
We know what happened at Texas.
73 hours at Texas.
We know what happened
Or I
at
think it was like 75.
We
but
know
yeah,
what happened at Texas.
yeah. And then it all came down to one race, and there's something with Kenseth in that track in Martinsville. It's
I know
fucking
you're gonna
cursed.
say that. I know you're gonna say
I'm gonna
that.
bring it up till the end of time, Matt. But yeah, I mean, it just it was about a Hamlin and a half in my opinion.
All right. That's
Now you
fair.
want to know what the trucks?
I feel really bad for Brett Moffitt.
That was
that
a Harvick. That was the gods just didn't want him to win.
It was because Brett Moffitt had a commanding lead.
Yep.
Commanding lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Michael Waltrip, typical
Your
not
favorite.
having the
Your
absolute
favorite.
worst trucks commentator the worst NASCAR broadcaster. And honestly, I know I shit on Rick Allen and Jeff Burton sometimes, but boy, do I not like Michael Waltrip. Awful. Just awful. He's out of everybody at the
I
Fox
like him. He's
booth,
sassy.
I don't like him. All right, now let me get to what I'm trying to say here. I'm pretty sure when the caution came up, I easily could be wrong here. Michael Waltrip was like, God, if you're Brett Moffitt, I'm not pitting. There's no way I'm pitting. I can't pit. I need the track position. It's too valuable. It's too valuable. And I'm sitting there screaming at the fucking TV. You better fucking pit. If you have tires, you gotta fucking pit.
Someone tell his crew chief Michael Waltrip is talking about him.
Pit. Now, I do not remember for the life of me, do not remember if he had a set of tires left or not. He might not have, and that's why he stayed out. But if he had a set of tires, I pit. Sheldon Creed comes down, he pits, he restarts like 10th, and I'm thinking that fucker's gonna win the race. Just you watch. Just you watch. I'm watching the race. Restart, they go into the dog leg. I'm like, all right, he already gained like 4 spots. He goes into the turn, that'd be turn 1 and 2. He picks up another 3 or 4 spots. I'm like, there's no way he's not going to win this race. At that point, before they even get to the corner, Brett Moffitt's already back 3 or 4 spots. I'm like, well, you might as well just call it lost at that point. Because that's it. Race over. You don't have new tires. There's no way you're picking it. There's no way that you're catching back up. And that's exactly what happened. So then come to the Xfinity Championship. I believe in this situation, though, Justin Allgaier did not have tires.
No, he didn't.
So
but Cindric had the set.
So he had to stay out. And obviously that's what you got to do, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the difference between the truck race and Xfinity race is Justin Allgaier got a way better start. Mm-hmm. And he was at least able to run it a lap until
Gregson was there too.
The start-finish line. And Gregson was there.
I thought he was going to get... He got
Austin Cindric. You're right. And at that point, I'm thinking, Noah Gragson is just giving it to Justin Allgaier.
That's a team championship.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm like, that's a team move. And then Noah Gragson goes to pass Allgaier, and I'm like, okay, kind of a douche move. And then there's Austin Cindric going through the middle, and I'm like, I'm like, all right, see, that's why that was a douche move. You could have gave your team in a championship, but you didn't. You went for the win. Dude, and I guess I can't really complain, because I know last week we were saying that Eric Jones didn't pass Denny Hamlin, and that's how Denny Hamlin got in. Whatever the rules, you got to race 100%. I get it. But at some point, you kind of just got to say, I would rather have a championship in the organization. You got
to make a business decision. At what point
you got it right? Like Tyler Reddick, he made a business decision. Yep. He made a business decision. Mm-hmm. At what point do you just back her off a little bit and say, business decision, I'm helping my teammate out, right?
Got to stay in the good graces of old Rich Childress.
Did that happen? No.
There's
Austin Cindric pushing her 3 wide, and I'm like, race-winning move by far. Mm-hmm. Fully agree.
And it was.
It was. He went through, won the race. I'm totally okay with Austin Cindric winning. Justin Haley was not a factor, and don't know why, but I was okay with that.
Next year will be his year if...
I just felt like he was not the one that
he was the guy who deserved to be in the top 4, but he didn't have any business actually
winning.
Really
I agree.
contending.
He did deserve to be in the top 4.
Yeah, he was the 4th best driver. There's no way that you could say that Gregson was.
If Ross Chastain had the wins to match his consistency, then I'd say Ross Chastain. But
that's also the problem with Ross Chastain.
He couldn't finish a race. Together. He could not finish a race.
He almost did.
A few times.
He should have. I mean, Brandon Jones, the win thief, just took one from him.
He did. And when he went in last corner at Talladega, spun out his teammate AJ Allmendinger, and then there's Justin Haley.
I do like how he just sits there and he's like, "Yep, that's my fault. Yep, that's my fault. Yep, when I race like that, I shouldn't be in this car." But he just keeps doing it. He does, yeah.
And he's going to Cup next year.
He is. I
am excited for that.
And I mean, he gave Denny a pretty fucking good run at
Darlington.
At Darlington.
He did. He absolutely did. Yeah.
Which Darlington is not really a track for the weak.
No.
Aside from Eric Jones, but we still don't know what Eric Jones is.
No, we don't. And I'm.
Thanks, Gibbs.
Really?
And now thanks, RPM. We'll never know.
Really, we will never know.
Also, just want to bring this up because we need to bring it up. If anyone besides Chase Elliott was winning at the end of that race, Josh Bilicki was going to spin out.
Oh,
this is such a deep conspiracy. It's not even on NASCAR Reddit.
We talked about this during the race, and I think I'd have to agree on this because if Chase Elliott, or I'll say Jimmy Johnson, because it was his last race, I think NASCAR would have said give him the pass, wasn't winning, they would have been, Josh, I need you to blow a tire here. Why don't you hit the wall and rub a tire? I could see it.
Josh.
I want to say I have more faith in the sport. I don't think they would do that.
I don't.
I don't.
I think there would have been a spin, especially if Joey was leading.
I think that NASCAR would have been more instant to throw the caution, because there's been some spins that NASCAR just really holds out on. Like they really just, we're gonna wait till 20 cars pass them and then. But then there are some that
let him finish.
He's loose. He doesn't even spin. He's loose, and NASCAR's like, throw it. Yeah, and they throw the caution, and it's like, all right. I mean, come
Chase
on,
has fresher tires. There's 5 laps left.
Yeah.
He's in third.
So.
Yep.
I will say
Bilicki was definitely gonna. If not, I mean, like just someone radio Quinn Hoff and have him ride.
Quinn Hoff.
I gotta mention Quinn Hoff in the season finale of Missing Gear.
Well, so it was Jimmy's last race.
It was. He
For
did
NASCAR,
good. He did good.
He did top 5. I didn't expect anything more out of the guy.
They did the bump after, and it was like a passing of the torch.
It was, and he went down pit road, and everybody was giving him fist bumps, and he was with his family, and everything. Went and said, "Congrats, Chase." Boy, let me tell you, just a true class act. I don't think, no matter how much you hate the guy, you can't hate him for that.
Gear Nation, just so you know, I heard the class act spiel that Matt just gave.
Multiple.
About 15 times. Just about every single time the 48 was on the screen. Class act.
Yeah.
True champ. All for the family. Oh.
And am I wrong,
the
though?
greatest.
Am I wrong?
I mean, like...
No, I can't be, because it's accurate. That's why I keep bringing it up. If I was wrong, you would have said something. And I'm not, because I'm right. That's
Matt,
all right.
sometimes in life you gotta pick your battles.
Oh, yeah, you would lose that one in a heartbeat. I'd probably stand up and punch in the face.
It's not that I'd lose, it's that I'd get asked to leave.
Also true.
And I drank a lot of Miller Lights, so like I couldn't really drive anywhere.
Yeah, also a good point.
So yeah.
So anyway, season's done.
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
Did Chase Elliott win a race in 2017, or did he start winning races?
Yeah,
that was his first win. Because basically, around the time that Jimmy stopped winning, that's when Chase got his first. Because I know Jimmy.
Actually, no. I remember that. It was 2018. It was the 2018 Walk-ins of Glen. It wasn't 2017.
See what I mean, Matt? It was a literal passing of the torch.
It was. I'm done winning.
Chase,
here you go.
Chase finally reached the pinnacle, and Jimmy fully gave the torch and walked off into the Indy sunset.
Couldn't be happier to be watching some IndyCar now.
You're going to watch IndyCar. He wants to run some sports cars.
They're running the Rolex 24. Chase Elliott and Jimmy announced. Fuck, might as well watch that if he's running.
Fuck yeah. Live stream?
24-hour binger, it looks like.
Live stream, question mark?
Yeah.
But, he wants to go to Europe.
He has a lot of ambition. Let the guy do it.
Also, Matt, I don't mean to, wish ill will here. But, people in IndyCar still die. Every couple of years, somebody croaks.
Yeah.
In IndyCar. And then, he also wants to run races in Europe. And, about twice as many people die in Europe running races. So, also, Jimmy's, 45, and he's never really ran any of that professionally.
Nope.
I
don't think in any way he's going to win. But I really do not care.
Are you, a little scared for him?
No.
I'm a little scared for him.
Not really, no. I'm not.
I don't know. After Kobe, who I've been hearing about that goddamn helicopter my whole life. I thought that helicopter was pretty fucking cool. And if I ever got enough money, I was going to buy a helicopter. I was going to buy a helicopter just like that. You want to know who's never hopping in a helicopter, whether it's turned on or not?
You.
This guy.
You think you would have learned that off of Davey Allison.
You don't kill my god and then, just... Yeah. Not cool. Not cool, real God.
Davey Allison died from a helicopter crash. He was going to Talladega.
Yeah,
I know. That was a long time ago, but
Yeah, but you watch a guy win 5 championships and carry your franchise your whole life, and then
Team on the back.
yeah.
Well,
Forever better than LeBron.
Season's over.
Yes. Let's talk.
What are
I want to just go back to Brent Moffitt.
Yeah.
Brent Moffitt lost his ride for finishing in second place. I mean, he was going to lose his ride anyway, whether he won or not. But like, what the fuck is he going to do now?
Two
Also,
broken legs, by the way. Earlier in the season.
Fucking came back.
Yeah, didn't even miss a race because of it.
Came
he broke
back.
both his legs.
Also, I saw something where like, if it was just Winston style points, like he would have won the championship.
Yeah.
Like he was in the lead, and I mean he won a race too this season, which is one better in Crafton last year. And now he's out of a ride.
Yeah, that has to suck. It
Like,
really does.
I mean, I know like he doesn't bring in a lot of his own sponsorship, but like, wow, Todd Bodine all over again. Just kind of bye. Like you're still good, but like see you later.
Yeah, it does have to suck if you're Brent Moffitt.
Yeah, just wanted to. He was too good not to acknowledge on the pod.
I mean, we did, but it's okay.
I mean, like, acknowledge a little
bit,
more.
but I agree. So, what are your takeaways from this season, Dylan? Give me 2 good and 1 bad.
Okay, so my 1 bad I'm just going to start with because it's fucking ridiculous. The playoff format
Yeah.
has really screwed the pooch for not only the best driver of the season, Kevin Harvick, but also the second best driver, Denny Hamlin. And granted, it went to the third best driver, which is Chase Elliott, because Chase has surpassed, in the final 2 weeks, surpassed Brad.
Fully agree. With winning 2 in a row.
Sorry, Brad, as I'm looking at his face right now because of our studio
banner, which I got at Daytona. Okay,
Awesome
we talked about the
banner.
playoff format quite a bit, so let's
Yep.
move on to the 2 good things.
So the 2 good things, I really liked what they did with the schedule. I like the doubleheaders. I like the Wednesday Martinsville race. I like the increase in road courses. I like the format for next season. That's definitely a positive for me. Also, my second takeaway, we talk about him a shit ton on the pod every single week. At this point, he's surpassed Biffle for the most references. But Brad, I really enjoyed watching Brad this season. Like, you kind of thought Brad was fading a little bit. And he was going into that second tier where he kind of just wins 2 races a year. And, like, he makes the playoffs, but he's not, like, a real contender.
Mm-hmm.
This season, I legitimately thought if it's not Hamlin and if it's not Harvick, it's Brad. And for most of the season, he was the third best driver. And it was nice seeing Brad have a really, really good season and still just up there among the elites.
Okay. No, I can understand that. I thought, too, that he was kind of getting to that point of, I don't know, man. He might just win one race, and that's it.
He wasn't entering the Kurt Busch zone, but he was entering that Biffle middle career, bringing up the Biff again. But, like, Biffle is good for, like, 2 wins.
Yeah.
And, like, he's going to be in the chase probably, but also, like, is anybody picking him?
No. No.
But this season, I thought if it's not Hamlin and if it's not Harvick, if it's not a guy whose last name starts with H, it's Brad.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So that's my takeaways. Give me yours, Matt.
I'll start with the bad.
All right.
Like we talked about before, playoff format can screw pooch. I'm not totally hating against it, but like we said last,
Needs
fucking
changing.
3 weeks now,
It's changing.
it does need some changing.
Ricky Bobby, you ain't first, you last. Whoever wins most races.
I know you go with that. I hate it, but
I mean, like,
we've talked about it before. We don't need to get into it again. 2 good things. NASCAR's response to the COVID-19 pandemic was, in my opinion, the best of any sport out there. They came back the soonest. They had a fantastic plan on how they were going to do it. They executed that plan.
not to the benefit of Jimmy, though.
No. Only 2 drivers had confirmed cases, and I think just one or two crew members that were announced that were like made newsworthy. Really, considering how many people were around the sport,
Kind of amazing.
kind of fantastic in my
And I
opinion.
mean, they weren't like NBA
And
bubble
considering-
either. They were
well-
going track to track. They were going state to state
Yeah,
to state.
and now compare that to the NFL. Oof.
Which, I mean, the NFL, obviously, there's more people
And
involved.
closer contact.
Yeah.
But still, like, fantastic. Their response. Glad they brought racing back when they did. I mean, it was only 2 months. Did 2 months suck? Hell yeah, it did. But they brought it back.
But we got a lot more
We
racing.
got more
after.
racing. I loved what they did with the changes in the schedule. I wish they could have done every track still, but I understand they couldn't. Still, overall, very happy. So that's kind of one thing. Another thing, obviously, I'm going to talk about the schedule. I have to bring it up, Dylan. In its own point, the 2021 schedule has been the most attempt from NASCAR to make a change,
To make Matt happy.
to make me happy, to make any change in the last how many years? This year they already had some things planned, Pocono doubleheader, a few different things they were trying, but man, next year they got
Next year's gonna be
so many
interesting.
more things going on, and I love it. I'm excited for that. Daytona 500 is 95 days away. I like what NASCAR's done with the dirt track at Bristol, the road
That's
courses.
going to be interesting. That is my personal favorite. That dirt race at Bristol.
I know. So many great things to see next year. I'm gonna shift gears here a little bit. To touch on silly season. Most, but not all. I think most of what's going on next year has been figured out. The only thing that isn't fully formed is I think more sponsorship stuff and more like back end drivers on where they're going. Because
We still don't know where Corey LaJoy is.
Right, that's kind of what I mean. Back end drivers. And Xfinity, I think, still has some playing out to do. But apart from the big teams, I mean, Joe Gibbs, Denny Hamlin still, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Christopher Bell moving up to the 20. I'd like to see that 20 win more than one race. Not to hate on Eric Jones, but I think Christopher Bell is the one to do it. Maybe not next
Probably.
year.
Christopher Bell had a pretty good
2022,
regular
He still had a really good regular season in '95
rookie season.
with Irvine. Hendrick, obviously, Alex Bowman moving to the 48. I think that's great. I think Alex Bowman has really, the last 2 years to now, has gotten so much better. And you can see it in his finishes. Top fives have really been there. 2 wins really, 1 win each season here. But
Also, I mean, like,
I
there was
think
no
he can
practice
really-
this season for
I
most
think
of
he
it.
can really win a few races next year, which is great. Chase Elliott, obviously fantastic. He won a championship. Kyle Larson coming back.
Ooh, that's going to be
Boy,
interesting.
I think that's going to be great for Hendrick. William
Could
Byron.
be a dynasty
I
move for
want
him.
to see William Byron do more than what he has
Oh,
done
he
the
needs
last
to. If he just
few
gets one
years.
more, if he just gets one more like super speedway win, watch
Yeah,
him become the new Stenhouse.
I need more out of him. I need more out of him to tell me he's a good driver. Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Brad Stillwell, and Penske. Matt D, 1 more year in the 21. I really hope next year we're talking about him getting a better ride in a different car because I think he can really do a lot. Ross Chastain in the 42, Kurt Busch in the 1. I don't know how much longer Kurt Busch is going to be around.
Next year, he said 50-50.
Might be his last one next year.
Yep, but
Might
also
be his
like
last one.
he's been carrying
He's
Ganassi.
He's turned a new leaf at Ganassi when he showed up there.
Team leader Kurt Busch.
That
Oh my
one
god!
car just flipped a switch.
What the hell? It's
And
all of a sudden like
Jamie-
he's preaching positivity.
Oh, absolutely. Stuart Haas, Kevin Harvick still in the 4.
Briscoe, baby.
Eric Almirola in the 10.
Briscoe and
Cole
14.
Custer in the 41, and baby Chase Briscoe in the 14. I expect big things out of Chase Briscoe, and I think a lot more can happen out of Cole Custer.
I think Briscoe and Custer could probably get a win next year.
I fully can agree with that. Tyler Reddick in the 8. I think he can get a win next year too. Chase or Austin Dillon in the 3. He can honestly fuck off.
I mean, like, he
still
might
am
steal
firm about
one
that.
and infuriate Matt and myself.
Yep, I am still firm about that. He can just suck a big dick.
Mm-hmm.
From what I know, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Ryan Preece haven't changed with JTG. Obviously, I don't know what's going on with Ty Dillon. I'm really hoping he gets a college ride in Xfinity. I think that'll be a good home for him.
That's where he belongs.
That's where he belongs.
He
I
should
fully
spend
agree.
a couple seasons in Xfinity.
I fully agree.
And then go down to truck, and I feel like he could be something in the trucks, and he could be decent in Xfinity.
I fully agree.
I don't think he's that great. Honestly, when you're the second best Dillon brother, it doesn't really bode well for you.
God, it really does not. It really does not.
Yeah.
Daniel Suarez.
Ooh, he's going
He
to the
moved to
Justin
the
Marks.
new team.
Yeah.
Absolutely, to the new team.
What's their name again?
Justin
Team
Marks, Trackhouse Racing Team.
Trackhouse Racing. That's
So
like
that's a
a
new
weirdly
team.
generic name.
It kind
I
of is.
am
And
I am-
they're in alliance with RCR and the number 99.
New Go Fast Racing.
They
Watch.
have a charter through Spire Motorsports. Spire Motorsports is running 2 cars next year because they bought a charter. I don't know. Spire Motorsports, I feel, is still going to be rotating drivers. Same with like Rick Ware Racing.
Yeah.
They don't have
Spire
one driver.
Motorsports' whole thing is they want to be competitive for the Gen 7s.
Absolutely, and I think that's the best way to do it. Just come out there, just kind of run some laps, just kind of feel it out, and go from there. But I'm excited to see. I mean, I like new ownership in the sports. And speaking of new ownership, we got the 23 with the Bubba Wallace, Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin combo. Toyota Racing Alliance with JGR. None of that was a shock at all. If Denny Hamlin was going to form a team, it would be with JGR after they announced the dismantling of Levine Family Racing, because that's what the Empire does with JGR. I hope 23 can stick around. 2311 Racing. They don't have
We'll see.
a sponsorship announced, but I know Bubba will bring in Columbia, DoorDash, Cash App. God, he has so many other partnerships that he'll be
Michael
bringing in
Jordan-
that money.
The only other sporting thing that he owns, the Hornets, are not like doing good right now. They suck. They've always sucked under Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like Denny's going to have a pretty big influence on the team, and there's a lot of money that they would have to burn through and then lose
Oh, yeah.
to shut down. So maybe the Empire found an ally that's that's like strong enough to hold their own and not just,
Yeah, absolutely.
get absorbed and destroyed.
I hope so. I hope to see some big things. I'd like to see Bubba win a race. Maybe not next year, maybe the following year. That'd be awesome.
He'd be the perfect Talladega winner because not only is he from Alabama, but like Talladega is a good track to get your first win. Even though it can be a giant shit show too, it's one of the more like watched races. And I mean, like,
Or
Bubba takes Bama would be an awesome headline.
That would be.
That
Or
would get some.
they pull a full-on Trevor Bayne. They go out there, they win the 500, and they do nothing in the rest of their NASCAR career.
And then Bubba opens up a coffee house.
And then he opens up a coffee house.
Bubba Brew.
Bubba Brew, yes.
Bubba Brew.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Trevor Bayne could run more trucks next year, and honestly, he was
I'd be
doing
okay with that.
He was doing okay in the trucks
East
this
North
year.
Sports, absolutely. I'd
Yeah.
be okay with that. Last thing on the Cup side, Eric Jones moved to the 43 with Richard Petty.
We will never know what Eric Jones is.
Not when he goes to the Richard Petty. Not when he goes to Richard Petty Motorsports.
He's probably going to
sadly.
eventually get a super speedway win, and hopefully either open up a successful coffee joint, and or get the hell out.
Oh,
Get out, just like the movie. Just
yeah.
get out of that neighborhood, man.
Absolutely. I think Spider Motorsports. I apologize. Go Fast Racing. They announced they're running a part-time schedule next year. The only other,
Slow death.
the only thing I did not hear at all about is Front Row Motorsports. I think they're still going with Michael McDowell and John Hunter Nemechek.
They should. They were better than, in my opinion, they were better than Roush.
And with road courses, Michael McDowell's great at road courses.
Yes.
And John Hunter Nemechek was in the Rookie of the Year discussions with the worst equipment, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal. Great talent with that guy.
Also, Matt, we should do a Missing Gear Awards right now. Just a quick one.
All right, hit me.
All right, so Driver of the Year, we both nominate somebody, and then we debate it. I'm going to go Kevin Harvick. For the whole season, dominated, had the best average finish we've seen since, like, Gordon. 9 wins, a shit ton of top 5s.
Okay, so I'm going to not nominate anybody because I agree. Because
okay, well then Kevin Harvick,
absolutely.
Missing Gear
Kevin
Driver
Harvick,
of the Year.
Absolutely.
Rookie of the Year. Give me a nomination, Matt.
I'm going. Oh, what a tough question, Dylan. Because Cole Custer won Rookie of the Year, and I think it's unfair to deem it off of
one race.
Just one. I mean, he won the race, and then he got the most points because he was the champion or the playoffs. And my heart says Christopher Bell, but
Christopher Bell looked good this season.
I'm going to say Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell is my pick for Rookie of the Year.
And Tyler Reddick had good moments, but Cole Custer was like weirdly good at certain points, kind of like Christopher Bell. But here's the thing: Cole Custer, got that nice opportunity win. He put himself in the right position at the end of that Kentucky race. He boned your ass in our picks that week.
He did. Absolutely, he did.
He looked good. So I'm nominating Cole Custer. I'm not going to fight you, really, for Chris Bell, because, at the end of the day, my award means nothing.
Yeah, well, and I say Christopher Bell because I don't know how the alliance with JGR works, right? Can he go up and talk to Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin and say, hey, how should I race, right? Because Cole Custer has, I think, more resources to say, hey, Kevin,
yeah, he's direct
teammate, right?
And
hey, Kevin, how do you do? Yeah. And Kevin Harvick, obviously, he won 9 races. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
You don't know if it's like a Penske Wood Brothers situation where essentially Penske just runs it under the Wood Brothers name.
Right, and I don't know how that... So could Christopher Bell go up and say, hey, Denny, what should... or do they have that kind of relationship? Do they feed information to each other? Or did Christopher Bell just flat out go out there and just do it? Because I think he didn't have the best... He was probably third best on equipment, because I think Front Row Motorsports had worse, but maybe I'm wrong. And he just went out there and flat out ran it just a lot of times. Top 5s.
Could I just counter... Could I give a positive Cole Custer point
Absolutely.
And an anti-Chris Bell point? So Cole Custer got that opportunity win at Kentucky. But at the Martinsville race, towards the end, Chris Bell had the fastest car for a little bit.
Yeah.
And he could have, if he would have just got past Truex, he could have potentially, or was that was the Kyle Busch race. That was Texas.
Yeah.
My bad. Texas. At the Texas race, if he could have got past Truex, he probably could have chased down Kyle and potentially won the race. But he couldn't. He couldn't get past Truex.
I agree. Cole Custer...
maybe that was the difference for Cole Custer. Now, we're not projecting what they're going to do 5 years from now, because if Chris Bell can, not be an Eric Jones, Joey Logano, JGR 20, and be a new Hamlin for JGR, because honestly, Hamlin's the only guy that ever worked out that they just had. Leffler never worked out, Jones didn't work out, Logano didn't work out there.
Yeah, Logano worked out at Penske.
They're great. They're great at just.
They're great at acquiring talent, because Martin Truex Jr. came from Front Row Motorsports,
and then doing nothing with them.
Martin Truex Jr. had the great year. The year they picked was that.
But I'm talking about their development drive.
Oh, I fully agree.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can agree with that. Harrison Burton might be something great. I think he could be, but Who else? Did that?
But also
Brandon Jones and Riley Herbst.
But
What
also,
have they done?
we said that could be great about Eric Jones. And we said it about Chris Bell. Now, the jury's out on Chris Bell.
Yeah.
We definitely said that about Joey Logano.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joey Logano was a chosen boy, and we thought he was a fucking just loser after he left.
Oh, I agree.
We thought he'd amount to nothing. But, I mean, he and Brad had that insane year in 2014. But, yeah, I don't know. So, who do we want to pick, Matt?
I still stand by my pick, Christopher Bell.
It's disputed. It's disputed. Comeback driver of the year. Mine's Brad. Because Brad had a great season. I don't really think that we saw it coming necessarily.
Comeback driver of the year.
Comeback driver of the year.
Excellent. Man, give me a second to think who I want to take here.
I mean, Brad, 4 wins, championship 4. I don't know that he's ever made the championship 4 either.
Yeah,
So
Brad's a
I'm
good
going
pick.
Brad.
Brad's a good pick.
All right, so you're going Brad?
I'll agree with Brad because, there's no. I mean, you have Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, but they were both great last year, the year before, right? They didn't come back and all of a sudden win how many races? Kyle Busch didn't do shit until the Texas race. Mark Truex Jr. only got 1 win. Nobody else out there just shocked me. Like, wow, they came out of nowhere and they won how many races? If this was last year, I'd say Denny Hamlin because Denny Hamlin didn't win a race in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
He came back out and had, I think, 6 race wins. But I think Brad's a good pick.
All
for
right.
comeback driver of the year.
Yeah. All right. So my next one. Best disappointment.
Best disappointment. Why don't you biggest disappointment, not best disappointment? Biggest disappointment.
Well, in a way, I mean, the biggest disappointment is the best disappointment.
I guess that's fair. It's just how you word it.
I mean, do we want to go MTJ for only winning 1 race? Do we
No,
want
I'm
to go
going
Kyle
Kyle
Busch
Busch. I go
for
Kyle Busch.
shitting the bed over and over?
Defending champ comes back and wins 1 race?
Do we want to
Come
go
on.
Willie B for...
No. I'm going.
Okay.
I'm definitely going Kyle Busch. He was the defending champion. He came back and won 1 race, which was
I can agree. That was going to be my pick if you didn't pick him.
3 races left in the season. We weren't even thinking he was going to win. He came back and won the Texas race. Absolutely, Kyle Busch. I mean, you threw William Byron in there, but William Byron didn't have much of a market
Yeah, we
hit.
didn't really think a lot of them.
I mean, he didn't have much of a market
We still
hit.
don't.
And then William Byron won a race. So that's a good season for William Byron, right?
William Byron won a race like 8 weeks before Kyle Busch did
Yeah.
in the season
Absolutely.
after Kyle got
Kyle
a
Busch.
championship.
Done
All
deal.
right. Best of the bottom feeders.
Best of the bottom feeders. I'm gonna say Michael McDowell if we're counting that team as a bottom feeder.
They have historically been a bottom feeder. My pick is Ryan Preece.
No.
I was impressed by late
had-
season Ryan Preece. And
Late
maybe
season,
it's because
okay.
maybe late
season, but his midsummer was just awful.
I
Like
know,
you
but
said, they
like
were
okay, so what do you want from a bottom feeder? Do you want straight performance or do you want a little performance mixed with a little razzle dazzle?
A little razzle dazzle.
A little
Then why aren't we throwing Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in there? He won the poll.
Well, he
got
is
second
he
at
is a
Daytona.
bottom feeder, Matt.
Yeah, but he was the one that had a little razzle dazzle, and he had more performance.
That's
than
what I mean.
Ryan Preece.
That's what I mean. Okay, so now
I would take
let's not get
Stenhouse
ahead of
Jr.
ourselves.
over Ryan Preece.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves because the most razzle dazzle, if we want to do a missing gear razzle dazzle moment of the year, it's when Ryan Preece spun and like hit that inside wall,
Yeah.
and we thought he died.
Oh, that's a good.
And then
I don't-
NBC just cut to fantastic. He just said fantastic.
That's all right. He did.
Meanwhile, I thought that it was the coolest crash I've seen in a while, and then I went, oh yeah, people don't survive that.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to fantastic. And that was coming off of like a stretch where his team finished in last like 4 weeks in a row between him and Mr. Stenhouse.
Yeah, Stenhouse.
So, I mean, like, I think Ryan Preece has a very good case for bottom feeder of the year.
You know what? All right, I won't put up too much of a
Best
fight.
of the bottom feeder. All right, my boy Ryan Preece. Late season surge.
He did have
Really
better
stole
late
it
seasons.
from under Ricky Stenhouse.
I still think Rick Stenhouse, but I'll say Ryan Brees.
Dope. And I can't really think of any more award categories. Do you have any?
Best overall team.
Ooh, see, now this one is interesting. Because Stuart Haas's 4 team was definitely the best all year. And they had, 9 wins plus Custer's
Overall performance of all drivers. Not
Yep,
just
plus
total wins. I mean,
Custer's
overall.
Eric Amarola run like no other. I mean, I don't understand how you can finish in the top 5 and the top 10 so many weeks in a row without winning a race. But they sure did that. Boyer weirdly, had some, he placed well all during the regular season. And then, he had some moments in the playoffs where you're like, oh, is Boyer going to get, a nice little final moment?
Mm-hmm.
Penske looked good. I mean,
Penske is...
Ryan Blaney was so much better than his 1 win showed during the regular season, but he shit the bed right away.
He did.
Also, I mean, Penske just, when you look at the championship 4, Penske had Joey and Brad, and they had, 8 wins between 3 drivers?
Yes. Penske is my pick, and here's my arguments.
I think
like you said, there's 8 wins between 3 drivers. Brad had 4, Joey had 3, Ryan had the 1. They had 2 drivers in the Final 4 for Penske.
Also, they had the puppet, Matty D, placing very well during the season.
Like you said, he gave us a little razzle-dazzle.
Oh, he was a razzle-dazzle driver.
He big time was. But I think overall team performance, I want to take Penske.
Okay. Let me give you the Stuart Haas.
And I can understand the Stuart Haas case, but back real quick on the Penske, one more thing. They also did win the Xfinity Championship. Because I'm including the Xfinity drivers. So
we're including
I'll
the
throw
others.
in Chase Briscoe for Stuart Haas, and I'm
Okay.
including Austin Cindric for my case too. Both great Xfinity drivers.
Okay.
So, decently even, but I will say Austin Cindric, one of my leading points is Austin Cindric won the Xfinity Championship.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. By that logic, I think that you almost made it easy for me. So, they got 10 wins between 4 drivers, but they had, without a doubt, the most dominant Cup driver.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
And the team was the most dominant. They were flawless up until some screwy things happened in the round of 8. And I know they should have just won Kansas right away to get there. And they couldn't beat Joey, so I'm going to give you that one. But, I mean, they got 9 wins with 1 driver. They got their rookie to victory lane. Matt, I'm giving my case. They got their rookie to victory lane, so they got another win right there. So they had 10 wins in the Cup, and they got all 4 of their drivers into the playoff. And I believe through the first round of the playoff, or at least 3 of them. Because Boyer definitely got past the first round. But also, Chase Briscoe won 9 races. Austin Cindric won 6. Now, there were 8
7.
Penske.
Is that including the championship?
No, because he had 5 victories.
Oh, I thought
and then
he
he
had
won
6.
the championship,
Okay, I'm
which
sorry.
now it's 6.
I stand corrected. I thought he was at 6, and then that put him to 7.
And then they had 8 victories between their 3 Cup drivers. So they have 14 victories overall. But since you wanted to include the Xfinity in it, Chase Briscoe got 9 wins. You add that up to Harvick and Custer's 10. That's 19 victories. And without a doubt, if we're looking at the whole season, that 98 Stuart Haas Chase Briscoe machine was the best Xfinity team. So they've got 5 more race wins. The 2 most dominant drivers in both series. And in the Cup, they got all 4 drivers into the playoff, and they got at least 3 to the round of 12
So here's my arguments. You
and,
can't make
and
an
two,
argument.
and 2 to the round of 8.
Right. So you can't make an argument about they got all their drivers to the 16 because so did Penske. Matt D. I'll throw Matt D in there. I'm not really including Matt D. Matt D's not really part of this. I don't want to include him. It's more Penske as a whole, right? But if you want to say that...
But if we're going 5 drivers, if we're throwing Matt D in there...
And I kind of don't
both of them
want
have
to.
5 drivers between Cup and Xfinity.
Yeah.
And Stewart Haas, well, they didn't get the championships or the guys in the championship. If we're looking at the whole season overall, there's no question that this was the year of Stewie Haas.
Yeah, but it's whole team. Besides Chase Briscoe and Kevin Harvick, there's one win between 3 drivers.
Yeah, but one of those drivers is Eric Almirola, and they got him to like the round of 12.
Yeah, but
that's fucking insane. It's
whole
Eric Almirola. Eric Almirola went on the
point.
run of his life, Matt. We had to spend the entire summer licking our wounds because of Eric Almirola.
Right, but you keep bringing up wins, Dylan. Wins. You gotta win.
Because
well,
wins are what matter, Matt.
Right, but Eric
If
Almirola
Chase-
doesn't have any. So you
I
can't
know.
say they're the best team.
I know.
Because only one
But-
win between 3 drivers. How are they the best team?
But Matty D doesn't have a win.
Yeah, but out of 5 drivers, 4 of them have a win. In your case, out of 5 drivers, 3 of them have a win. So you're down a driver. You
Okay.
lost that point.
Okay.
That's a no point at that point.
Yes, they have one less winner. But they also have the 2 most dominant players, or the 2 most dominant drivers.
What do you have to show for
in
that?
their
Do you have a
series?
championship? Did Kevin Harvick,
Matt,
Eric Almirola,
Matt, the
Clint
playoff
Bowyer,
format
or them make
done
it to
them
the
in.
Final Four?
The
At this point,
playoff
it doesn't matter, Dylan.
format did them in, Matt.
Yeah, but overall performance, Penske got 2 drivers to the Final
Matt,
Four.
if we're talking
and a
overall
championship.
performance, we have to look at the entire season as a whole.
Yeah, but you're only
entire
focusing
season
on
as a
2
whole.
drivers. You also have to focus on the whole team.
Matt, I'm giving you the
Whole
case.
team.
Matt, I'm giving you the case. I'm
I
telling
disagree.
you that
I'm
Eric Almirola,
Penske.
the biggest punching bag we have, went on the run of his life, and we just sat there
But you
licking
keep
our fucking
preaching
wounds.
wins. Did he get a win? No.
Matt.
So that doesn't matter.
Okay, Matt, but now you're bringing up the wins point, and I did the math.
Right.
19 victories.
Team, not driver. Team. Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney have 8 wins. Now,
Okay.
listen, hold on. Now, I understand Kevin Harvick has more, but that's 1 driver.
Kevin Harvick has more than 3 drivers, Matt.
Team, right? Austin Cindric has 6. Now, let me hold on. He also has the championship. The championship is what you see at the end of the season. You don't go back and say, oh, who won the championship? Oh, Austin Cindric, cool. Oh, but Chase Briscoe had more wins? Oh, he should have won. No, you just said, oh, Austin Cindric won the championship.
Yeah, Austin Cindric
He
was
won
the
the
second best driver of the season. The problem is Chase Briscoe was the best driver. Not to mention, if they did a regular like Chase format that we had previous to the new playoff format, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think Chase Briscoe would have won with that 9th place finish. I think he would have won the championship. And if we did the Winston points, Briscoe would have had the championship. But
No, because Austin Cindric had the
yeah, he had
regular
the-
season by
He had
a
the regular
lot.
season. No, he
By
didn't.
a lot.
No, he didn't.
He won it a race before.
Matt, I know.
He won the regular season a race before the
I know,
last
but
race.
okay. Matt,
Are you talking whole
Matt.
season, or are you talking just
Okay, so like the regular season.
regular season reset?
Regular
at playoffs?
season, he beat Briscoe by like 25, 28 points, somewhere in there. Okay.
Or are we talking regular season reset it at the playoffs? I'm
but
thinking whole season.
if-
I think Austin Cindric could have still won.
If
that.
you have the whole season, but then you couple together all the points from the playoff and like just regular Winston, I'm pretty sure Chase Briscoe would have passed Austin Cindric. Because they both crashed out of a race. Chase Briscoe won multiple races. Chase always placed well. And Matt,
It's tough to say. We'd have to pull up the stats because I do not have that information in front of me.
Matt, I mean, like, the thing with this is it's the whole season. It's the whole damn season. Now, the playoffs didn't necessarily go Stewart Haas's way. They actually broke incredibly bad in Stuart Haas's direction after early success in the playoffs. But over the course of the whole season, without a doubt, Stuart Haas was the best team. And when you're looking at wins, which you said matter, they have 5 more than Penske.
You're saying that wins matter.
I am, and
Yeah.
then you said
But I'm
wins
saying
matter, Matt.
Team, Dylan.
Yeah,
I'm not
there was
saying
a team
Kevin
that-
Harvick.
There
Because
was-
Kevin Harvick is the
Okay.
best driver. I fully agree. But as a team,
They
what
were also
has
the best
Cole
team.
Custer, Eric Almirola, and Clint Boyer done? 1 win. If you say your best driver, Brad Keselowski, I understand he has 4 wins. But, what has Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney won? They also won multiple races. I'm saying team. They also got 2 drivers to
Blaney
the
only had 1
championship
win.
for. I know. I'm saying both of them at least won. They got 2 drivers to the championship
Cole Custer
for,
won.
and they won a championship in the Xfinity Series. Stuart Haas got no drivers to the championship for Cup, and they did not win an Xfinity championship.
You know what, Matt? I'm just writing disputed. Like I did
Disputed,
Rookie of the
yes.
Year. Disputed. All right, well, it was a good pod. We got quite off the rails there for a minute. I'm not going to lie. Let's talk a little what we're going to do in the off season. Now, we have some things that we're cooking up in the off season, but in 3 weeks after Thanksgiving, about a week after, I believe, we are going to come out with a Talladega Nights review commentary homage.
Let's say.
We're going to bring in, it's definitely going to be me and Matt. We're definitely bringing in Sam.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows who the 4th guest will
We
be?
might bring in the legendary Kyle that we keep talking about.
Oh, you
and
guys
yes,
love Kyle.
we will give him a monster beforehand.
Or have them shotgun like 5 beers.
Oh, there's going to be beer for this. I'm going to make sure that everybody watches it, everybody takes some notes, and we just come in and we just fucking crack some beers and talk
We'll figure it
shop
out.
about this. It will be awesome.
Apart from that,
we're going to try to get Sam Mayer.
we're still trying to do that. We got some other things coming, but really, it's a pretty short off season. We're only going to probably have a few off season posts.
Yeah, how many days till?
95,
Daytona?
Dylan.
95.
95.
Might do like a driver profile thing. That's what I was kind of like thinking we could do.
We got some things in the works. We will talk about. We'll obviously do a preseason.
Greg Biffle legacy episode?
I don't think we're doing that.
I think we will.
We'll do a preseason episode. We'll make some picks and everything like that. But apart from that, it's been a great season. We came in midway, but it's been a great season. I think, Dylan. We learned a lot. We got a lot
Somehow
better.
did it every single week.
It's the only thing in my life that's unbelievably consistent. All right. We'll talk to you guys in a few weeks.
Please remember to rate. I said late. I said late.
You are late.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this season to end.
All right. Rate,
Please
subscribe, tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Catch you in a few weeks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks.
Have a good one.